Why do people start taking you for granted? Nobody takes you for granted at the start. In the beginning, everything you do feels special. Your messages get replied to instantly. Your presence feels important. Your effort gets noticed. You feel valued, seen, needed. But then, it changes. Not suddenly. Not dramatically. Slowly. Quietly. Almost invisibly. You start giving more. You reply faster. You show up every time. You make yourself available, even when it's inconvenient. And you tell yourself it's okay. Because you care. Because you don't want to lose them. Because being consistent feels like the right thing to do. And at first, it works. They smile. They appreciate it. They depend on you. But then something shifts. Your effort becomes expected. Your kindness becomes routine. Your presence becomes normal. And suddenly, what once made you stand out no longer stands out at all. Because the human mind is wired to adapt. What feels special today quickly becomes ordinary tomorrow. It's called hedonic adaptation. People get used to good things. Even great things. Even you. That's why consistency alone is not what people value. They value contrast. They notice what changes, what disappears, what isn't always guaranteed. Think about it. You don't notice electricity until the power goes out. You don't notice silence until there's noise. And you don't fully notice a person until they're not always there. So when you're always available, always saying yes, always giving, there's nothing to miss, nothing to wonder about, nothing to lose. And without the feeling of loss, there's no urgency to appreciate. So they stop noticing. Not because you're not important, not because you're not enough, but because you became predictable, accessible, guaranteed. And the truth is, people rarely value what feels guaranteed. That's why boundaries matter. Not to punish others, not to play games, but to protect your energy, your time, your sense of self. Because when you start choosing when to show up, instead of always showing up, people feel the difference. They notice again. They respect the space. And most importantly, you start respecting yourself. Because the truth is, people don't appreciate what's always given. They appreciate what they might lose. And the moment you start choosing yourself, everything changes. Not because people suddenly become better, but because you stop being available for less. You stop overgiving. You stop chasing. You stop proving your worth. And that's when people start noticing again. Not the version of you that tried too hard, but the version that knows their value. Because absence creates clarity. Distance creates respect. And limits create value. So if you ever feel like you're being taken for granted, Don't give more. Don't try harder. Step back. Because sometimes, the only way people realize your importance is when they feel your absence. And that's exactly how it starts.